Hey everybody. The coconut crab is a really interesting unit that came out recently with a new update. If you don't know what it does, it's a tier 6 unit. When it's given 3 foods, it gains a coconut. But the interesting part is that when the coconut crab is leveled up, the coconut will now trigger multiple times. Which is something we haven't really seen before in the game. I mean, sure, there's like lemon that triggers up to 2 times, and garlic with an infinite number of triggers. Last I checked, at least. Maybe they changed it in this update. But we haven't really seen anything as potent as this. Like, just being able to straight up ignore up to 3 hits is unbelievable. So I wanted to show off this run that I got very quickly to kind of prove how strong the coconut crab is. I combine it with real Velociraptor here, and just had a bunch of real Velociraptors, restoring the coconut perk. But you'll notice something a little bit weird when we actually get into the battles with real Velociraptors and a bunch of coconuts. I won't spoil the interaction immediately, but do keep it in mind. The start of this run was strange. Because of board space, I was kind of forced to pill this and put stats on a marmoset that I know I'm selling. If I wanted to at least get value out of the quail. But it honestly wasn't that bad. I knew that I had to save for turn 5 because there's so many important tier 4s to go for. Like there's crow, there's parrot, in this pack there's like farmer cat, gelada, turtle even. There's a ton of really good things that you can hit, which work towards this build. Here, we unfortunately get a worse unit out of the popcorn, and that's actually relevant to us losing this fight. But it's not too bad. We take the level on Marmoset, and get Turtle and Sea Lion. I take Sea Lion immediately, because I know I will need to scale things for a while, and then I sell my big kind of tempo unit to get Hatching Chick on board. Level up again into Parrot. Notably, I don't hold this level because, like, on tier 5, there's not actually that many useful pets for us. Like, there's some scalers, sure, but we really want, like, a parrot or a crow that can help accelerate the build we're going for. Hit a lizard out of this popcorn, and that's actually enough to get the draw. With the 4 attack mouse going to 4 health on the dolphin. We lose our microwave oven and pill onto Sea Lion and Parrot, which makes the most sense immediately, but you'll see it was like a slight mistake. But the mistake was based on foresight, so it's kind of difficult to make a judgment on that. You take an oven mitts just for an extra food proc when we need it later on. This pack is still mainly centered around food. I do a lot of shenanigans with Farmer Cat. I do quite worry about the power creep that Farmer Cat is causing, because, I mean, it's basically a Sea Lion, except on by, and it's like easier to balance stuff. You don't have to like awkwardly position it to get specifically attack or health if you want it. You can just have it wherever and it'll balance out. We take the Farmer Crow for now and the half level on Parrot. And I lock these waffles again for Farmer Cat because it's just the best way to get like food triggers on things. I didn't have like a rabbit or a seal here or anything, so the Farmer Cats weren't as good. But, I mean, they're still pretty damn good. We lose this fight to rabbit, dragonfly scaling. I'm still not familiar with a lot of these new units. We buff the parrot. And we find a farmer cat. We just chuck a bunch of waffles on it. I know I'm eventually getting rid of this farmer crow, but it's solid tempo for now. And lock the sea lion, lock the parrot. Now there is some line here where you can have a level 2 farmer crow in battle to give food to a parrot copying a coconut crab. Which is like a really interesting thing that I've thought of, but then you don't really have board space. Like, you have to have farmer crow, coconut crab, parrot, and then you only have space for 2 real velociraptors instead of the 4 that you can have with just 1 coconut crab. I haven't done the math for it, but it seems to about even itself out. I'm skipping catfish and tiger here, because I sold my farmer cat, and I'm not going to need catfish or tiger in the final build. Tiger actually doesn't help, because repeating a real velociraptor doesn't really do anything. It's like another farmer cat. This probably just like was not necessary at this point, but I can't help myself. Farmer cat is too fun. Take oyster here with the level up. And I just lock this chocolate because the fact that I still don't have a coconut crab means that if I want it to get to level 3 and kind of show off the full potential of the build, I basically need all chocolates at this point going to coconut crab. So you'll see I hold this chocolate for a while. Take farm cat immediately. Find a crow in shop. I think at this point, yeah, I kind of realize that I basically just need a ton of chocolates here. Like, I should have kept the crow on board, technically. The extra 3/3 in the event that I don't find a replacement. But I kind of had gotten mixed up with the farmer cat line. We lose to this insane board of 3 rabbits. Hey, turn 11, by the way. Rabbit is a balanced and fair unit. Finally find the coconut crab, though. And now we can throw every single chocolate in existence onto it. It can't quite gain a coconut yet. We don't have the gold to get all of the food perks on it. So there's no real point in copying real velo or coconut crab. So I just decided to go front parrot because it's the biggest unit, and that works out nicely here. And I believe I chocolate the coconut crab again. I sell because it's 2 gold, and I can perfectly buy chocolate and then buy the last food to get the coconut crab what it needs. So this coconut works twice, bear that in mind. And the real velo will return the coconut when it's lost. Let's see if it happens in this fight. I think it should. There's 1. There's 2. And then it returns the perk, but it only returns a coconut that works 1 time. As you will see there. So the coconuts returned by real velo only work once. Which is pretty interesting to note. But don't worry, that doesn't mean we can't get an absurd amount of coconuts onto this crab. We finally get it to level 3. And the other interesting thing to note here, which I think will come up, is the fact that I don't actually get all three foods onto this coconut crab to get it to get the coconut that works 3 times. But if we count them up... Okay. And what actually happens here... Because we were on 2 out of 3, and the real Velo, I guess technically the parrot, gave it another coconut, it then counts as eating another food. So it then regains the coconut that works 3 times. And we just keep getting more and more coconuts on it. So at this point, the only thing we really care about is getting the final real Velo and getting stats on coconut crab. I pull a farmer crow here, that gives it the correct coconut, and then take oyster in the shop. Again, like I mentioned, we don't need tiger. And I take the parrot. And because of attack order, this parrot will always copy, and then this parrot, so this chain will always work. And now all of these act as a real Velo. We face a full, like, 50-50 team here. And let's go back and slow this down. I just want to show off how many coconut triggers we get here. There's 4, 5, 6, and it gains this again. 7, 8. 8 coconuts total on 1 unit. And we easily beat the full, like, 50-50 team. Run 9 wins. I just give as many stats to the coconut crab as I can. And I don't actually think this is the final battle. I think there's one more after this. You'll see, we're against somebody with a German Shepherd summon team, but it doesn't matter, we have too many coconuts. And we're able to draw the fight. We just tank every single one of the massive hits because of coconut. I specifically take oyster mushroom here instead of just taking the other real Velo because that way I can still get stats from the level 2 hatching chick onto the coconut crab. And now this will be the final fight. Let's slow this down quickly. We have a Tarantula Hawk that removes a bunch of health. And a full 50-50 team with melons. 3 coconuts. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 9 total coconuts on 1 crab. And 1 silly little crab guy. And we win by quite a bit. So, I mean, some of these units are already completely crazy, man, and it's still very early on. I'm somewhat excited to see how the meta will develop. I'm just praying to God that it's not completely cringe. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.